with investment behind them. Intel's Mobileye is going public with the Autonomous Vehicle Unit by Goldman Sachs Group Incorporated and Morgan Stanley near the end of this year. Let's delve more into this. Hey there, welcome back to Fortune Fastlane. Make sure to subscribe and like if you want more of this content. With that $50 billion valuation, the IPO is expected to launch later this year. Mobileye already has a $2 billion market cap, and insiders said it could go as high as half of Google's amount. It will be tough though, because that value can be based on general stock market conditions. Mobileye said Wednesday that on the terms of the deal, an Intel subsidiary will purchase all of their stock for $63.54 and close in about 9 months. The deal is expected to ultimately result in a fully diluted equity value of $15.3 billion and an enterprise value of $14.7 billion, according to Intel's statement. The amount to be raised in the IPO was not known, and the sources requested anonymity because the details of the IPO preparations were confidential. Representatives of Intel and Mobileye have declined to comment. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs did not comment either. Investors have shown great interest in the autonomous vehicle industry. Intel Corporation recently IPO'd on the Israeli market with Mobileye, an Israeli autonomous vehicle subsidiary that is seeing sky-high demand. Mobileye has gone from being a supplier for car companies to managing systems for a variety of autonomous driving products, including sensor fusion, mapping, front and rear-facing cameras, as well as driving policy intelligence underlying driving decisions. It will also be under the umbrella of Intel. This will allow the company to reach a much bigger customer base and interact with automakers on many different fronts. Mobileye's preparations going to the company is tough because of the financial market volatility and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Several high-profile firms, including GoPuff and Chobani, postponed their plans to go public this year. A $300 billion flotation raised followed a record-breaking IPO freeze in 2021. Mobileye, the AI company that develops autonomous driving technologies and have sources suggesting it is worth over $50 billion, came out of the gate on IPOs with a filing with the SEC. The company was founded in Jerusalem, and reports suggest that it currently has a valuation of $46.07 billion. Mobileye CDO and co-founder Professor Amnon Shashua announced that the company is in partnership with 27 automakers, including 10 production program partners such as Audi, BMW, and more. Intel CEO Brian Krzanich said in a statement, "This acquisition is a great step forward for our shareholders and the automotive industry." Dialogic reports that the number of companies listed on U.S. exchanges this year is small, considering the market size. Other companies preparing for a large IPO this year include SoftBank-owned chip-designed ARM and social media platform Reddit. Even after the market meltdown over the first 2 months of 2022, which hit the EV industry particularly hard, investors still believe in autonomous driving and EV as a promising investment. However, as long as there are consumers that are hesitant to buy, investors will have to hold on to their optimism. Ziv Aviram, Mobileye co-founder, president, and CEO added, "We expect the growth toward autonomous driving to be transformative. It will provide consumers with safer, more flexible, and less costly transportation options, and provide incremental business model opportunities for automaker customers." Intel purchased Israeli company Mobileye for about $15.3 billion in the year 2017. The company uses state-of-the-art technology that enables features such as adaptive cruise control, lane change assistance, and driverless cars. Buying the shares of Mobileye would be a bet on the future of automated vehicles. In order to time this strategy, investors will need to wait this year when autonomous driving becomes more widespread. Mobileye said that Intel's SVP Doug Davis will head up the company's autonomous driving division, which will be located in Israel, and CDO Shashua will run the autonomous division. Founded in 1997, a company that develops autonomous driving technologies and advanced driver assistance systems, Mobileye plans to eventually build its own lidar sensors. These are laser scanners that would help cars map out a three-dimensional view of the road. It provides a set of eye tracking and data maneuvering technologies for cars, which has been a bright spot for Intel and faces stiff competition in the chip-making segment. Mobileye is part of Intel's list of clients, which includes BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Nissan, Honda, and General Motors. The company also delivered more than 28 million IQ computer vision chips in 2021, compared to only 2.7 chips sold in 2014. Morningstar predicts that in 2021, Mobileye's revenue reached $1.4 billion, compared with less than $500 million 4 years previously. Other notable exits that have tapped into Israel's expertise in computer vision and machine learning have included Google buying mapping startup Waze for $1.1 billion, and Apple buying 3D sensor specialist PrimeSense for around $300 million. The negotiations about what says where for Mobileye and Intel are reminiscent of one of the other big M&A deals in Israel's tech history concerning Waze. Mobileye will allow Intel to retire its debt while focusing on the development of more chip plants. The funds from the share sale will be used to cover the costs of building these new plants and terminating some unsecured debt taken on by using Intel stock as collateral. The Morningstar analyst noted that Intel Mobileye is well suited to capitalize on the autonomous driving opportunity given its strategy for scalability and real-time map development. Seeing what autonomous vehicles might bring, ride in a virtual one with Mobileye's technology to get a glimpse of what the future could look like. Intel and Mobileye officially partnered with BMW in January, with the two companies jointly testing 40 self-driving cars. This collaboration took place prior to the Tesla-Mobileye split that had been rumored for some time, due to discussion of safety measures at Tesla. According to Intel, following the IPO, it will reserve a majority stake in Mobileye. In February, the press announced that Mobileye's partner, Benteler EV Systems and Beep, had successfully tested a driverless EV. The company aimed for 2020 for their US launch, according to sources in the auto sector. Intel invested in the products like HERE, which will improve the mapping initiatives of Mobileye. They acquired Itsys to have more capabilities in autonomous cars and bought Yogitech for that same purpose. Intel also plans to use $250 million for more purchases. Finally, it created a dedicated autonomous driving group last year, which reports to Mobileye CDO Doug Davis. Kevin George Aziz Riyad was arrested when he collided with another vehicle and killed 2 people. But now he's facing civil charges and a lawsuit from one of the victims. The victim's family claims Riyad was moving at an excessively high rate of speed. His case shows that while he was in a Tesla Model S, it wasn't driving him, rather he had been using autopilot. It enables a Tesla EV to steer, accelerate, and brake within its lane without driver input. Tesla notes that the use of the feature requires active driver supervision. The company warns that it does not make the vehicle fully autonomous. This offers an indication of the first felony charge in US history of someone found guilty for a fatal crash related to a car using automated driving technology. More cases like Uber and Arizona may follow, meaning that the public is driving on public roads with an undertrained driver at the helm. Even with Intel's past dominance in processors, as smartphones became a more widely used form of device, it has faced competition and lost. Intel's been a great processor since the days of computer PCs, but it has sometimes struggled to compete against smartphones. Moving deeper into self-driving technology is a bigger strategy to be positioned in emerging areas of computing. Intel has a greater focus on AI and leveraging technologies such as machine learning to push their entry into an area of emerging importance. With interest rates on the rise and investors seemingly turning away from tech companies, potential IPO investors need to ask themselves how rocky they believe Mobileye's road will be this year once it sets off on its own. If autonomous driving becomes the norm, Mobileye should be in a prime position. Intel has focused on verticals including connected objects, IoT, and virtual and augmented reality. It has been following through on this strategy, with acquisitions as well as organic growth. This is expected to accelerate innovation for the automotive industry because of its position in the fast-growing market for highly and fully autonomous vehicles, Intel stated. Ingrained in Mobileye's strategy is developing scalable solutions with its future IQ processors, poised to incrementally approach fully autonomous driving with Intel's help, noted by Morningstar analyst Abhinav Davuluri. Investors are bullish on companies that can take advantage of that new world. Tesla, for instance, has yielded an annual return of more than 150% over the past 3 years. The transaction is planned to add to Intel's only in-chip AI software platform to power the market with data-intensive vehicle systems as well as data and services by 2030. With this deal, Intel will have more possibilities for upgrading its business. The emergence of ESG investing has produced a wild popularity and makes companies like Mobileye prosper. The goal of ESG investing is to identify companies that will provide solid investment gains and positive social, economic, or ecological outcomes. Intel has more recently made acquisitions, such as Ginger Software's personal assistant platform, Omic Interactive, which focuses on gesture-based technologies, and Replay Technologies, a company that develops 3D videos. Many companies are investing in and acquiring startups with skills in AI, which is important for autonomous cars. Valeo has purchased Justigon, a company that developed the software that allows cars to quickly process images within their environment. Valeo uses the software to monitor driver performance, and it can also detect which direction the car should turn next based on signals generated by both its driver and itself. Terms of the deal, which include staff members and intellectual property, were not disclosed. Valeo has been a regular investor in autonomous driving technologies. For example, investing in the French autonomous shuttle company Navia and getting a license in California to test self-driving cars. This latest acquisition shows that it remains serious about doing more in this area. Intel has a high score on ESG risk according to rating company Sustainalytics. It also seems likely that Mobileye would have favorable ESG metrics too, given its strong position in AI and chip manufacturing technology. That's a boon because investment dollars are searching for companies with a solid ESG score that can also provide a healthy return on investment. With established technology, Intel backing, and an ESG profile looking strong, Mobileye could make for a solid selection for investors who are considering buying individual stocks. Mobileye will merge with Intel to create a future-focused autonomous driving team that is led by Professor Shashua, while Intel will oversee the combined group and report to him following the acquisition. With Intel, Citi is providing financial and legal counsel, while Skadden and Marson & Forster are serving as financial advisors. Raymond James and Mobileye have each retained member law firms to provide their legal services. The acquisition is expected to immediately accrue to non-GAAP EPS and free cash flow, and is funded with cash from the Intel balance sheet. The offer is approved by the Intel and Mobileye board of directors. subject to receiving certain regulatory approvals and other closing conditions. With a synergistic deal, both companies will operate as a strong competitive force in the automotive industry. Aviram stated that he is excited about the possibilities this alliance will create. Intel's acquisition of Mobileye has been a successful one for both companies, as the company has seen an increased revenue stream since acquiring Mobileye. It provides an autonomous vehicle technology that makes roads safer and reduces traffic congestion, which leads to a decrease in fatal accidents. It also supplies a complete wireless vehicle system solution that is more advanced than its competitors, making it easy to adapt to new technological advancements. Mobileye's company has the entire automated vehicle value chain, including the front-facing camera that powers almost all of today's ADAS, conditional autonomy known as Level 2+, and their own self-driving system, alongside with their autonomous cars with Intel. They have strong performance in every one of these categories, with advanced vision sensing technology, crowdsourced mapping capability, and the responsibility-sensitive safety driving policy. It collects data to build maps through consumer vehicle use, and its IQ4 inbuilt system, making the maps highly valuable. Professor Shashua called the maps like gold. Working together, Intel and MoveIt had advanced their MaaS strategy and improved the global adoption of autonomous transportation. Mobileye began testing autonomous vehicles in Munich last summer after obtaining an AV testing permit from the country's independent technical service provider, TUV-SUD. Mobileye has also a number of deals to push its self-driving technology into the future. They are working with Udel, a startup in California, which plans to have self-driving vehicles on the road within 2 years. It is also collaborating with 2 French companies to develop and deploy commercial autonomous shuttles in Europe by 2023. That's it for this video, Fortune Fastlaner. Remember to subscribe to our channel. And if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person. As a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you in the next one.